we do know that it is essential for life, as it produces over half the oxygen we breathe. It helps regulate climate, and it captures vast amounts of carbon. It provides us with food, energy, jobs, travel and leisure. Over 80% of international trade in goods is carried by the sea, and our ocean holds energy in abundance, ready to be captured. With the world's second longest coastline, Norway is proud to have been pioneering the ocean for centuries. But we are becoming increasingly aware that ocean health is at risk. Norway has launched an ambitious ocean strategy that involves green technology, digitalization, innovative uses of marine resources, international diplomacy, and the fight against illegal fishing and plastic pollution. With the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals as a guideline, Norway is committed to sustainably manage 100% of the ocean area under our national control by 2025. Uncharted waters will have to be explored, and we have to do more than ever before. The Norwegian ocean industry, having pioneered many ocean technologies and designs, is well positioned to take a leading role. Let us embark on a journey into an ocean of sustainable solutions to some of our time's most pressing global challenges. Join us in our quest to continue pioneering the ocean. From the very beginning, we have used technology to expand our reach. From humble beginnings and travel on the surface of the ocean, we have expanded deeper and deeper. When Norway first discovered oil in the North Sea in 1969, we knew very little about the petroleum industry. But thanks to centuries of living with the ocean and experience of shipping, shipbuilding, and managing natural resources, we learned how to produce oil and gas in a responsible manner. Our most experienced oil and gas companies are at the forefront of developing emission-reducing technology.
The subsea installation around us replicates the famous Åsgard oil and gas field, one of the largest developments on the Norwegian continental shelf in the North Sea. The Eland snake robots are busy doing inspections, maintenance and repairs autonomously.
Only 4 minutes, okay?
4 minutes.
Okay, look here. Warm up. Where Colombia is located in South America, we are close Panama, Venezuela, Brazil, and Ecuador. Okay? In this side, please. The Colombian map. Colombia has 6 unique regions. Today we are going to explore these regions. In the first floor, we will find the eastern and western Colombian Andes. Here is located the capital, Bogotá. In the second floor, with the Amazonas and not enough Caribbean. And the last floor with the Caribbean and Pacific, okay? Follow me? Please continue. Upstairs, thank you for coming. Bienvenidos.
Hello sir, welcome. Let's wait for everyone to join us and now we're gonna start, alright? Hello, welcome. here is themed after the element of earth, and we're going to be talking about the Andes of Colombia, which are the mountains. If you look over here on this side, we see some images of birds. We've put them here because Colombia is the #1 most biodiverse country in terms of bird life. People from all over the world, they come to Colombia to go bird watching. Here you can take a look at some examples of the species that live in the Andes. Please follow me. If you look over here, you see a bicycle. We put this here because in the Andes, cycling is considered to be a flagship sport. That's why some of the best Colombian cyclists, like Egan Bernal and Nairo Quintana, they come from this region, the Andes. Here, if we look at each letter, we can see a different industry. For example, pharmaceutical, steel, transportation. These industries have been on the rise in recent years in the Andes of Colombia. Flowers are one of the biggest exporters of flowers in the world, especially roses, which grow in the Andes. And I'm sure we all know coffee is our #1 industry. We export it all over the world.
Have you ever seen a chiva? They're Colombia's traditional buses, and the one you're on right now is magical. I am Earth, and we're here to tell you the story of a country connected to the rhythm of the future, the story of its people and their natural resources. Colombia is a blessed country, crossed from end to end by the imposing Andes mountain range, creating all kinds of climates, ecosystems, and unique landscapes. This is the story of the Western Colombian Andes, mountains of coffee and flowers. But if we talk about climates, we must talk about Medellin, the city of eternal spring where innovation and fashion bloom.
And reggaeton, sheer joy, happiness, and the desire to have a good time also flourish in the city.
This is Omar. Did you know Medellin is the capital of the 4th Industrial Revolution in Latin America? Here, innovation is in the DNA of the people, helping build the future of the country.
Yes, innovation. It is also the birthplace of famous artist Fernando Botero, of whom you saw a sculpture before you came in today.
The chiva is yours, Omar.
Parceros, as we call friends around here. Buckle up your imaginary seatbelts. We're going to see some of the most spectacular places in our country.
We can visit all of these places since they are nearby and well connected. In the coffee cultural landscape, one-of-a-kind natural, economic and cultural elements blend together perfectly. This landscape, which has been listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is the thriving result of hard-working coffee-growing families that have kept a legacy alive for generations.
That way, Colombian coffee culture remains renowned all around the world.
All of these incredible places you see are possible thanks to Colombia's imposing mountain ranges and the various climates that exist at different altitudes, from reservoirs to rivers.
Wax-bound valleys, even perpetual snow. Traveling through these mountains as we're doing today, I met a woman who stole my heart.
Hi, Omar.
This is Estela. She'll be your guide as you discover the history of the Western Colombian Andes.
This region of the Andes that we'll be touring is an example of balance between tradition and progress.
Let's start with Bogota, the country's capital. Art, gastronomy.
The people of Bogota are great hosts for both tourism and business.
You can say the history of these lands is very steep, isn't it, Stella?
Since I was little, I have seen people riding bikes as early as 4 a.m. These are the roads where Nairo Quintana and Luis Herrera started pedaling their way to glory. And of course, Egan Bernal.
These mountains sure do take us to amazing places where you can rest, enjoy and breathe in local culture, don't they?
You're right there. These are towns where the word luxury translates into hospitality, culture, and peace. Oh my, the handcrafts made in these regions are sold all over the world.
Stella, why don't you show them?
Okay. Okay, Omar says that I shouldn't let you go without showing you one of his favorite places. An ideal destination for those who seek thrills and excitement.
Earth, I think the time has come. I'm water. And in order to tell you the history of Colombia and its connection to the future, we must visit the Highland Woods.
Let's go!
Colombia is definitely a blessed country thanks to mountains like these that breathe life. I'll tell you why. Just right.
Thank you all for watching. This way, please. Thanks.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
Very good, thanks. Hello guys, welcome. Welcome, how are you?
Hi.
Let's wait for the rest of the group. I have some information region and the Colombian Massif. Two amazing regions full of landscapes from volcanoes, deserts, archaeological places, and of course the Amazon jungle, one of the lungs of this planet. So let's take a look to these places, alright? For example, this. There are around 400 statues like those ones around the San Agustin National Park. They are like 3,000 years old before the Common Era. So it has almost the same age as the pyramids in Egypt or the Mayan pyramids in Mexico. This tells us a little bit of the story of the people in Latin America a long time ago. Today is a national park in Colombia. There's the place for those who visit Colombia. Like this, the Tatacoa Desert is an amazing place to watch the stars. The people who study astronomy in America has two options: go to Chile, to Atacama, or comes to Tatacoa in Colombia. But for do a camping or something like that in the desert. Similar to Dubai actually. Yeah. Let's take a look. As you can see, the Mavecure Hills doesn't look like normal hills. These are made for pure volcanic rocks, gigantic volcanic rocks. But the real curious thing is there are no volcanoes close. So no one knows where they come from. But the whole landscape is full of these rocks. When you are there, you feel like you are in a different planet. It's a great experience. Highly recommended for those who visit Colombia as well. Here is a photo of the beginning of the Amazon jungle, in the border with Brazil and with Peru. Venezuela also shares the jungle, so imagine the size of this place. 4 countries share this jungle. Colombia is the #1 in biodiversity of birds, butterflies, orchids, and a long so on, thanks to this jungle. It's safe for visitors. If someday you want to go, there are national parks inside, so you can even stay for a long time there. Do you guys recognize this?
Yeah, passion fruit.
Exactly, bro. This is passion fruit. In Colombia we call this maracuya. Maracuya, yeah. Colombia has around 400 different species of fruits. So you can taste one every day, and 1 year is not going to be enough to taste it all. There is a juice bar with Colombian fruits at the end of the tour if you want to take a look. That's biodiversity, flora and fauna, rivers, deserts, jungle, people. That's what we want to share with you tonight. Colombia has too much to offer, and in this side of the world, the people doesn't know that. Now you're gonna watch a video related with the Amazon. I hope you enjoy it.
Water and earth brought you here to the Colombian Massif. Ancestral origins. My name is Achip, which means daughter of water. My parents brought me to this place when I was little, so I would learn that before us there were other peoples and other native cultures that had artistic and religious expressions very much like our own.
The mysterious Colombian Massif is the place where the most important rivers in the country are born. place that feeds the Cauca, Magdalena, and Amazon basins. It's the heart of some of the most representative indigenous communities in the territory.
There are places in this land where we can find the knowledge of lost ancient cultures, such as Tierra Adentro.
That's right, Kachi.
Water, so what is our mission in this Colombia of the future?
That is a great question, Kachipri, to which I have no answer. I am water. I cannot see the future.
I believe that by preserving our past and our culture, we can understand ourselves as part of the future.
I agree with you.
I'm going to show you something on this loom, the one my grandmother taught me to use. I remember the first time I visited the Las Lajas Sanctuary, a place my grandmother took me to as a child to sell our looms. It was the first time I came upon a faith different from mine. I was impressed. Then I visited Popayán to witness the celebration of the Holy Week. It opened my eyes to a world where we all have different beliefs, which we must respect.
Perhaps I know someone who might be able to answer your question. Show us your loom.
Welcome to the Colombian Amazon Orinoco, sacred rainforest and plains. Let us be carried away by the wisdom of nature. But first, you must open your heart to know how to listen to it.
He's Taita Manuel. He's a traditional healer of the Cofán indigenous people, an Amazonian community that keeps its ancestral knowledge and traditions alive, which include healing rituals for both body and soul.
The air has granted us permission to experience the journey of the ancestral Maloka. Look down.
Whoa!
Be inspired by the hearts of our ancestors, the National Park of Chiribiquete.
It's huge!
It's a World Heritage Site, essential to the preservation of the planet's biodiversity and natural ecosystems. It's a true treasure.
It's so beautiful.
The River of Seven Colors is a great example of how water is life. Perhaps our future, indigenous or not, depends on taking care of everything we have been given, especially water.
Let's go back to my region. I want to take you to a very special place, Taita Manuel. The perfect place to gaze at the stars is the desert. For hundreds of years, the native peoples learned to follow the stars. We still look at them so we don't forget where we come from. They are our GPS, leading the way to keep alive our ancestral wisdom. My grandparents taught me to look at the sky, but also to look at the earth, at the water, to know who I am.
Maybe that's the answer you were looking for. It's time for me to go, but the journey will continue to Ruben's Gallup.
From here, where the sun sets, all the way to the Mavecure Hills, you'll find only virgin plains, epic sunsets, and an immense variety of flora and fauna. This is the Orinoquia. We, the Llaneros, learn to ride first and walk after. That's the way we are raised up. Here we grew up among experts. The biodiversity unlike any other in Colombia. The Llanera culture speaks of cattle, horses, oleo and joropo. But if it's Colombian rhythm to sing, then follow the earth, and you'll happen upon a pleasant surprise.
Hello guys, welcome. These regions are the Colombian Caribbean and the Colombian Pacific. Here you can feel the refreshing breeze and the warm weather. Let's start with the Colombian Caribbean. Because we have beautiful places like Tumaco, Mompox, Nuquim, In Barranquilla and Buenaventura, we have larger ponds that connect us to the world and are very important for our economy. Do you like dance? Yes? Okay, today, in this moment, you are going to learn how to dance Colombian music like salsa and mapali. So please follow me.
Let's go salsa, girl. Welcome, enjoy.
Sharing with you the wonders of the Colombia's greater Caribbean and Pacific. I am the air that blows through two oceans, flying through islands, blooming with diversity and color, whistling through the jungles and deserts that embrace their beaches.
Also the rhythm that leaves and flows from the musical instruments. The Colombian Pacific vibrates to the sound of music, tradition, and ancestral heritage.
In the greater Colombian Caribbean, air is so important that we call vallenatos just that, airs. Our whole life revolves around a big variety of rhythms and flavors.
With Jonathan and Shadia, let's stop talking about rhythm, let's show them. Jonathan, why don't you start?
Welcome to your first class of Pacific percussion. We're going to start with a simple rhythm using the drums in front of you. Now use your right hand first like this. Try to follow the rhythm now with your other hand like this. This is basically the low beat, which goes like this. Now we're gonna try to do another rhythm. This time we're gonna do a bunde. It goes something like this. The Colombian Pacific is just beaches. It's also Cali, a vibrant city brimming with culture, entrepreneurship, design, and style. With a captivating and electrifying atmosphere, whether you're here on business or simply to have a good time. After all, Cali is the salsa capital of the world.
Did you say salsa? I want to dance salsa.
Why don't you teach them a couple of simple steps?
Let's learn some basic salsa steps. So, what we're going to do is move side to side and one, two, three, like this. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, faster. Arms up. Good job, everyone. That was great. Okay, so now let's switch to one of the greater Colombian Caribbean rhythms. Let's dance mapane. Okay, everybody follow me. Arms up like this. We're going to push up and down in circles. You know, whole body is twist. Okay? You got it? Now faster. Okay, let's catch our breath. The greater Colombian Caribbean enjoys a huge number of rhythms thanks to the span of fascinating cultures, from the indigenous Cayuco, the Raizanes, and Palenqueros, with rhythms such as vallenato, polo, cumbia, which have been recognized as World Heritage, show the world that we are a land of contrasts.
It is true. As you start heading away from the sea, you will find beautiful and quaint little towns in between rivers, marshes, and mountains. Indigenous civilizations, all with a rich cultural heritage.
The Barranquilla Carnival is a colorful celebration in which we get to express all the folklore and diversity of rhythms that make up the greater Colombian Caribbean. Just like the Carnival, we are a region filled with joy, color, and diversity. We always have people from all around the world will get to experience firsthand her work.
It's impossible not to get caught up in the rhythm of these two regions. Their love of life is also reflected in productivity and entrepreneurship, in the creation of industry and renewable energies. This is a place that's quite simply impossible not to fall in love with.
So now you know we'll be expecting you. Jonathan, get over here. I want to bid farewell to our guests with a dance. Hey, Jonathan.
Are we dancing champeta?
Yes, sir. We
Okay.
are. Join in. Don't be shy.
You can definitely feel the rhythm of flavor in the air.
You can feel the heat, not only in the weather, but in all the people who live their lives passionately. You should never let that fire inside you go out. I'll see you soon to tell you more.
Y el diablo que estaba oyendo ahí mismo le contestó: y eso te pasa por amnesia, fue usted quien comentó. Se quedaron alegando, nunca supe en qué paró, porque yo salí corriendo y cuando el diablo me miró, se quedó.